Hi, Facebook community. Aya here. I'm in Mount Shasta, and it's been a really beautiful full moon weekend. The rain stopped. I have a moment to be outside, breathing in the prana. And, I haven't been so proactive on social media lately, and especially I haven't had such a strong opinion about abortion until maybe now, even until recently. There's a lot happening out there right now with the legislations around banning abortion in a lot of the southern states in America here. And I'm feeling like I just want to share a few things with my community out there. Just some education, some personal story, some opinion. And, what I do in my life is that I have the opportunity through Obsidian Womb Wellness to advocate, educate, and empower women to make healthy, informed decisions about their bodies. So that's what I do. And I do it because I believe that it is your birthright and every woman's birthright to thrive in their health, to thrive in their vitality, to be living their dharma, to make healthy, informed decisions, because there's so much misinformation out there. And there's so much confusion around our bodies, our cycles, and Western medicine, and even alternative and indigenous medicine, right? And only you can really know what's good for you when it comes down to it. So just a few months ago, I realized that I'm one of the only women that I know in my community that has not been pregnant yet by accident or chance. And when I realized this, I was kind of stunned. First of all, I realized that I'm one of the only people I know that hasn't had an abortion yet. And some of you, have taken the route of actually having a child or maybe had a miscarriage, but none of the three for me. And first of all, I feel sad because a lot of my sisters are holding that secret in their wombs, and they're holding that pain and grief in their hearts. And a lot of women come to me after abortions, and they come to get treatment, and to start to repair the tissue and damage that's been done to their bodies, and to heal their hearts. And, I kind of also was priding myself on, like, wow, I haven't been pregnant. I've been doing something right. I'm well educated on fertility, and I have clear boundaries, and I'm not going to let that happen until I'm a full yes. And I'm pretty sure it's going to happen when I'm a full yes. So this choice is really important for a number of reasons. In Alabama, for example, they've officially banned abortion in all forms of it. And that also means that if you've been raped or undergone a pregnancy through incest, that you cannot abort that child. And that's kind of extreme, right? And what's going to happen is that, women are going to start to go through illegal procedures to get abortions. And those illegal procedures can be dangerous, can leave bacterial infections, they can have complications, women can die over it. And it's not worth taking your own life, right? You're taking back your life by saying no to that which you don't want or you're not ready to. And also, it's like women could be bringing these children into abusive relationships and situations, or into poverty where they can barely take care of themselves, let alone this other little being. And so we want to make sure that first the women are thriving, and so that their families can thrive. Because if we don't take care of ourselves and have that taken care of first, then how can we continue to give back to life? And so some of you have opinions of overpopulation. Just another little interesting fact is that, since 2006, about 25% of the abortion rates have dropped. So there's actually less abortion happening since we've had the ability to make that conscious choice. And I think there's more education and availability of contraceptives more than ever. And I don't think all of the contraceptions out there are actually really healthy or legit. I think there could be more education about just our birth control and fertility and pro-rights in healthcare, which is why, I'm doing this video. And so a little personal story though, because I came to this moment recently where I realized that I might need to make a choice like that. And I never came to that moment before ever in my journey as a woman. I was in a relationship for a little bit over the winter, and at first, I totally came into this relationship because I believed this was a person that, if it goes the right direction, we could have a family together. And I always, bring my mind to that place if I'm getting involved and sharing that sacred part of myself that I need to be able to see myself, having a child with this person, or else I don't want to share in this sacred way. And that's just how I am. It's my own personal way of being. But it was really clear for a while that it wasn't in right alignment. And some part of me, I could hear that, but I wasn't listening to it. I wanted to keep trying. I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to not give up right away. So things didn't feel right, but I kept kind of going back and trying again and again to, I guess, just make the relationship work. And then finally it stopped feeling right. And I took some space to get clear about making that decision. And when I took that space, I realized I'm late. My moon time isn't here yet. So I missed menstruation, and no big deal. But I realized that I had all the symptoms of early pregnancy. And I thought for a few days that I could be pregnant with his child. And in that moment, I was 100% clear that if I was pregnant, I was not going to be having that child. It was just really clear that I would need to make that choice to have an abortion. And it's the first time in my life that I ever felt that way. And it was scary, and it was so clear that if that was the truth, then that's what I would need to do, and that would be a really hard choice to make. I share that because I'm sure so many of you can relate to it. And of course, I closed the relationship after that in a good way, because I was clear, I didn't want to be with somebody if I couldn't see them as the father of my child. And I think regardless of genders and whether or not you want to be a parent, or you want to bring children into the world, or you don't want to bring any more into the world, I respect that, but I still feel underneath it, if you're going to be involved with somebody in that way, it might be important just to have that feeling that you could bring a child into the world with them, or you could see yourself, whether you're a man and you're with a woman, or a woman with a man, or a woman with one, whatever it is, just the ability to feel like you could do that together if need be. I feel like there's something that blesses the union when there's that energy there. And if you're with somebody and you could not see it, and there's no way in hell that you would want to have a child with this person, then you might want to actually reconsider the relation, right? And the consequences, or just taking the right precautions, I think, and getting the right education, because things happen all the time. Birth control slips up sometimes, right? Intentions get unclear. So that's a little bit of my personal story, and maybe even opinion. Now, although I'm kind of speaking for pro-abortion, who's not to say that surgically removing a child and, taking its life doesn't make you a murderer. But I mean, that's pretty extreme, I actually wouldn't call anybody a murderer or anything like that. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think it's a difficult decision to make, and it doesn't come without the consequences of needing to sometimes after get more clear about the people you're relating to, about the choices you're making about your fertility. And I think it's a big wake-up call. I think it's a big wake-up call when women need to make that choice. So I really, it's not hard to pick up the phone and call somebody, to reach out if you need to have these conversations. I'm available for that. obsidianwombsister@gmail.com. So if you ever want to have a conversation with me just about making difficult choices, or how to transition after maybe having an abortion or a miscarriage or something like that, I really am supportive of nurturing that space for a woman to transform through and love herself more through. So let's kind of do this together, community. I want to hear your feedback, your opinions. If you feel like this is educational and could really help somebody, go ahead and post this on your wall, tag some people that you care about, and let's continue to just raise up this vibration together of life. We all have life. We all have the ability to procreate, to give life, and we need to be more responsible with that, and really honor the power that's behind it. So I want to transmit that to you from the mountain of Mount Shasta today, and love you all.